Welcome to South Florida Saltwater Fishing. I'm Heath and it's Tips and Tricks Thursday. Okay folks, so when it comes to planer trolling, I get a couple of commonly asked questions. The first question is how do you make that planer trolling lure? Or can I buy one? The next question is how do you hook on a bonita strip without messing it up? Well, in this episode, I'm going to go over exactly how to make a planer trolling lure of your own, also known as a strip bait lure. And I'm going to show you the easiest method for hooking on a bonita strip without messing it up. Before we get into this though, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, or just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss a thing. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Like I said, we're going to make a strip bait lure, also known as a planer trolling lure. Whatever you want to call it, they're one and the same. The answer to, hey, can I buy these? Maybe yes, maybe no. It depends upon your local tackle shop and if they make them and sell them. The beauty of making your own is you have choices as to what you can make. You can make all sorts of colors. This one here is a pink iridescent mylar sea witch, coupled with a 4.5-inch trolling skirt in the color pink, yellow, and white. This is what I troll for wahoo with when it is overcast and nasty. And then, once we get this thing assembled, I'm going to show you how to hook a bonita strip onto it without complicating things. We're going to hook up a bonita strip the easiest way. Alright, so let's get into assembling this lure. Okay, to do this properly, you're going to need a few things. 2 5/0 J hooks. A 4.5-inch squirt squid has a 1/4 ounce weight inside the head. A sea witch of any color, 1/4 ounce sea witch. Haywire twist tool if you like to use it, and about 18 to 24 inches of number 4 40-pound test wire leader. This wire leader is from the company Malin. I like this size leader because it's a little bit more stealthy. And a cutting tool. The first thing we're going to need to do is make a double hook tandem setup with the 2 hooks. To do this, what you're going to do is where the shank loops and forms an eye and meets back with the shank, you will put your cutting tool right in between there and squeeze it, and that will open up your eye. Just a little bit enough to get the other barb of the hook through there. Twist it backwards, pull it in, and there you have it. Now you will hold your trailing hook, and you're going to use the back end of your cutting tool to squeeze the eye closed. Make sure it's closed, make sure your hook won't back out, and you have a double hook tandem setup. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to take our hooks and we're going to thread them onto the wire leader. Then we will take the tag end of the wire leader and we will pass it through the solid state of the haywire twist tool. Then we are going to form a loop at the end, and we'll leave our hooks down in that loop, just like this. We want to leave about 1 inch or so of tag hanging out of the haywire twist tool. Then we will pinch down and form a loop towards the end of our hooks, and we will start twisting. We're going to give about 8 to 10 twists to form a good knot in the wire. And then we will release the haywire twist tool, and there we go. We've got our loop and we've got our twists. Now we are going to do barrel wraps. To do this, you form a 90-degree angle with your tag end, and you will take the loop and you will start winding. You want to try to get your barrel wraps as tightly packed as you can. If they're not getting packed tight close together, you can kind of angle the tag more towards the hooks and they will pack closer together. We're going to get about, again, 8 to 10 barrel wraps also. Alright, and there we have some nice packed barrel wraps. Now we're going to break off the tag end just simply by bending it back and forth. That will give us a nice smooth break on it where we won't get snagged. There's our tag. And now we can seamlessly run our fingers across the threaded on wire without getting snagged. And there's a nice haywire twist. The next step in the assembly process is to put the trolling squid on. So we'll pass our wire through the sinker, through the nose, and we will thread it all the way down to the hooks. Then we're going to put our C-witch on. Now, C-witch has two ends. There's the end where there's all the short hairs, and then there's the end where there's the longer hairs. The longer hairs always face forward. That way when you're trolling, they sort of splatter back and make some flare for the attraction and the impulse of feeding fish. My rule of thumb for putting on a C-witch is if it looks like it's going on backwards, it's right. We will pass the wire down through the weight of the C-witch, feed it all the way through, and there we go. That is going to be our end lure. To finalize the lure, we will make another haywire twist and the end so that we can hook it onto our leader. So again, we'll take what's going to be our tag end, pass it through the solid state of the haywire twist tool, leave about an inch hanging out. We're going to form a loop, and we're going to pinch and twist. And again, give it about 8 to 10 twists. Once you've got enough twists, you release the haywire twist tool, make a 90-degree angle in your tag, and again, we're going to do barrel wraps by taking and twisting our loop. And there we go. Some nice barrel wraps, and again, simply bend your tag back and forth until it snaps off, and you're good to go. There's your second haywire twist. This is the part that will hook onto your leader. The next part of the process is we take the swivel that is hooked onto our main line. My main line is 80-pound braid, and I have a 300-pound swivel hooked onto it. You're going to hook your main line of your reel onto the ring of your planer. You'll close the swivel. Next, we will take our leader. This is 100 feet of 60-pound monofilament leader. On my planer end of my leader, I have another 300-pound swivel. You hook your leader onto the plate of the planer. The final step to hooking up is you'll take your lure end swivel of your leader and you will hook it on to the outside haywire twist that you made. And then you're good to go. You're all set up, ready to hook on a strip bait, dunk it in the water, and get to pulling that bait and get into the bite. Okay, so that is how you make this exact strip bait lure. You can make your own, any colors. You can use fabric C-witches, different skirts, different size hooks. That is just the basic technique of how I go about making a strip bait lure. They're one of the most widely used types of lures for trolling with planers. All right, now I'm going to take you out on the water. I'm going to show you how to hook on a bonita strip to this lure the easiest way that I know without complicating things. What I want to do is I want to show you how to hook a bonita strip onto just two 5/0 hooks. You don't need wires or any sorts of stuff like that unless you're using a single hook. I like to use double hook, kind of expedites the process. What you want to do is you always want to send your hooks through the meat side of the bonita strip, not through the skin. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to measure out our hooks. Our second hook is going to go through just the tip of the front of the strip. So we measure it out and we find out about where our second hook is going to fall. Right there. So I take my second hook and I drive it through and I plunge it through the skin. And then I will round out my first hook, my lead hook, and I will also send that through the skin. And that is how you hook a bonita strip up to your Tandem 5/0 J-hook setup. All right, folks, so that is how you hook on a bonita strip to your strip bait lure. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the boat up to speed. We're gonna drop the planer trolling lure in. We're gonna unravel our leader. We're gonna let our planer down. We're gonna release some line from our main line. We're gonna get up to trolling speed, look for that parabolic bend in the rod to make sure our planer is set, and then we're gonna wait and see if we can get into the bite. All right, folks, that about does it for this episode. I hope you had fun, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little bit about how to make a strip bait lure and the easiest way to hook on a bonita strip to it. Till next time, South Florida saltwater fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes us.